Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Skyasterix, and in this video, I will be talking about the new 16 champions that has been released yesterday. And let's go over there. And I'm going to start with the Uncommon champion, and the Uncommon champion is part of the Dark Elves. So the new champion is right here. No, it's not uncommon. It's common champion. I'm going to start with the common champion, and then uncommon champion, then rare champion, and then epic, and then you're gonna finish with the legendary champion. So you have just one common champion, and she's part of here of the dark elves. You have two uncommon champions, and more one, two, three, four, five. No, four hair champions. Epic champions. You have uh, four. Uh, you have the five epic champions, and then you finalize with the four legendary champions. That has been released. So let's let's get started right now and check about this champion right here. So the common champion she calls Looker. She's magic affinity and she's attack champion. And A1 is just one specific skill that she has, and she attacks one enemy and has a 50% chance of place a 2.5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So if you're a new player in this game and needing champion for clan boss, and this champion right here, even though it's kind of weak, it's just 2.5% poison, but she can be used for against the clan boss in easy mode for new players. All right, so this is the common champion. Let's go now and start with the uh, uncommon champions in this game. So I'm go here in Demi Paul and this champion right here. So she's Spirit Affinity. She calls Vios Paul. I think it's Vios Paul, yeah. And so she's a support and comp champion. A1, she attacks one enemy, has a 5% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. This is the chance right here. It's very small chance. That should be at least like 15% or 5% chance. It's kind of meh. But anyway, this is the A1. A2, she heals an ally by 10% of their max HP. So A2 is kind of interesting, but A1 is not good chances that you have right here. So you have to prepare this champion. If you are beginning this game, you have to put accuracy in this champion right here 100%. To see if it's possible. She gets probably this 25% decrease attack. All right, and then this champ can be used as attack down and clan boss, and you can test this girl right here, right there. All right, so this is the second champion. So let's go over to the next one. The next one is part of the barbarians, and let's go there. And it's this champion right here. She looks cool. Her name is she's magic affinity. Her name is Head Taker, an attack champion. A1, she attacks one enemy, very basic. A2, 4 turns, attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of decrease the turn meter by 20%. Uh, 20% is not good points at all. And um, I think this champion right here is not good on combo champion. There are some other very interesting combo champion in this game. Mainly when I talk about A1 right here and A2, not interesting at all. So let's go ahead And the next one is a hair champion, part of the high elves. So let's go there. And it's this champion right here. So it's a Void Affinity. I really like that. I like champions from Void Affinity. Her name is Reliquary Tender. It's a support champion. So A1, she attacks one enemy and has a 20% chance of place a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. This is kind of the Saint chance right here. Alright, so A1 is nice. Uh, A2 removes all the buffs from all allies, then place a 15% continuous real buff on them for 2 turns. 2 cooldowns right here, that can be 3 turns. That's really lovely. This champion right here for can be very useful for beginners as well and to middle middle players in this game, medium players in this game, middle players in this game. She can be very useful, very interesting. A1, A2, and A3. She revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meter by 30%. One cooldown that can be 5 turns. Okay. Uh, A3 is not exactly good at all. It's 5 turns the revive, but anyway, like A1 and A2 is very interesting. I think this girl right here can be really useful for clan boss, attack down for beginners and for middle players in this game. All right, so let's go to the next one, and it's part of the Auguring tribes. So Auguring tribes. So here we go, and the new champ is right here. Oh, he looks like the occult brawler. His brother of the occult brawler. Very interesting. Okay, they just put another color in him, but anyway. Auguring jailer. I think he's jailer. Yeah, he's a force affinity attack champion. A1. He attacks one enemy. Has a 40% chance of removing one random buff from the target. Very interesting. This one right here. Uh, I think like this champion can be useful for dungeons. Mainly talk about the dragon because the dragon actually plays some specific points on right there and more uh, weekend. So he moved that. No, it's oh no, that's the buff. Sorry. Oh yeah, this champion right here, he chance to remove a random buff. So one random buff, and attacks one enemy has a 40% chance of stealing one random buffs from the target. So yeah, this champion right here is very specific for magic boss in dungeons. All right, he can be really useful over there. Uh, can be really useful over there. I was confusing here. Random buff is not it's a random buff. So one random buff for A1. So yeah, he this champion right here is very useful for magic boss. I think he's magic keep and in dungeons. Okay, and A3 he attacks one enemy. Damage increased by 20% if the target has no active buff. All right, and he has aura, increase ally accuracy in dangers by 20. So yeah, this champ is very specific for that dungeon. And the dungeon that I'm talking about, let's go there. And this dungeon right here, the magic keep. All right. So he can be really useful over there, that champion from the Auguring tribes. So let's go ahead then to the next champion, and the next champion is part of the Undead. All right, Undead faction are right here. So here you go, and is this champion right here, Gaulish Ranger. So he's attack champion, spirit affinity. A1, he attacks one enemy, has a 35% of place at 25% decrease accuracy. Debuff for 2 turns, place an extra hit if the target is under decrease accuracy debuff. Alright. Uh, A2, he attacks one enemy, has a 45% chance of place a leech. Debuff for 2 turns. Leech can be really useful and help the team. We have one countdown right there, can be 3 turns. Okay, A3, he attacks 3 times at random and has a 30% to place a HP burn debuff for 2 turns. So for beginners, this champion right here can be useful in clan boss. Alright, more specific for A2 and A3. Alright, because A1 uh, cannot be useful for clan boss at all. Alright, this this one right here has no effect over there in the boss, and yeah, but this champion can be really useful for A2 and A3 there. Yeah, and maybe it can be useful in arena uh, and faction wars as well. Anyway, so let's go to the next one. And the next one is part of the dwarves, and I think it's the last hair champion, right? And the next champion is this champion right, this champion right. I really like the design of this champion. It's kind of cool. This helmet right here, right? And so he's Harry champion, Harry attack champion. His name is Force Affinity Perforator. A1, he attacks one enemy and has a 30% place of 30% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 1 turn. Okay, this champion right here can be used in clan boss. All right, just do it this A1. Just do it this A1 right here. A2, he attacks one enemy, ignores 50% of the target's defense, grants an extra hit if the target kills, if this attack kills an enemy. And have one cooldown, and that can be 3 turns. And with an extra hit, extra turn. It's kind of similar with the skill of the Relic Keeper. It's very interesting. So if you focus to build this champion here with high damage, high critical, and that can be very interesting in arena as well. And he has the passive right here, has a 35% chance of place a fear debuff on the targets for 1 turn when this champion inflicts a critical hit. So you have to focus to build this champion with critical. That can be, we have one cooldown that can be every turn. So this champion right here for arena can be very lovely, and this mechanic right here, I have to see how is going to work the mechanic in this game with these champions, and I think that's kind of interesting. This champion right here. All right, so let's go now, and then let's start with the epic champions. And the epic champions, the first one is she's also part of the dwarves, and her name is Gala Lombrades, I think, and she's a Void Affinity. I really love all champions from Void Affinity, and she's attack champion. A1, she attacks one enemy twice. Each hit ignores 30% of the target's defense. That's really nice. Place a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. So that's really nice. So if this champion right here attacks and then have a strong attack, her shield will be amazing, you know. And I think for arena, this girl right here can be really strong, and then can give you a nice performance over there. A2, she attacks the one enemy and ignores 50% of the target's defense when a target under a shield buff. So heals this champion by 50% of the damage inflicted Place a shield buff on this champion equal to the any surplus heal for 3 turns. So that means that this girl right here, all the guys, all the defensive guys in arena, and so if you, this champion right here can be really really useful in arena against the players, the defensive players in arena, in my opinion. Yeah, you have to test to see, but I think this champion right here is very interesting. A3 attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit ignores 25% of the target's defense. Grants an extra turn if this champion has full HP after using the skill. Oh my goodness. This is really lovely as well. You have one cooldown right here. 4 turns can be 3 turns. She can be really useful in Fire Knight boss in dungeons as well. She 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 kind of interesting in my opinion. I really like all these three skills right here. And she has the benefit of this aura increase ally attack in all battles by 25%. This is really nice. This girl right here, I think she is high DPS dealer. High DPS dealer in my opinion if you build her properly. Okay, let's go over and the next one is part of the undead faction. So we go here and is this guy right here. Mausoleum. I don't know how to say this. Mausoleum make. His first affinity. He's a support champion. He looks like Gorgorab with the other painting, other skin. So A1, he attacks one enemy and has a 30% chance of place a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. Okay, decrease speed. Uh, it's kind of meh, but anyway. A2, he places block debuffs on no block debuffs buff on all allies for 1 turn, and also place a 30% increase critical rate and buff and 60% increase defense on all allies for 2 turns. One cooldown right here that can be 3 turns. That this kind of A2 for me is very interesting. All right, and for arena, in my opinion, yeah, for arena, it can be very responsive in arena. And A3, he removes all the buffs from all allies and then heals all allies by 10% of the champions of this champion's max HP. So you have to prepare the champions with high HP. All right, for he for he for he does a nice performance over there. And I mean I talk more in arena. Doing these kind of skills right here, it can be very 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 useful over there in arena. Heals each ally by a further 10% if or more debuffs are removed from that ally. Fills each ally's turn meter by 15% if 2 or more debuffs are removed from that ally. I think this champion right here can be also useful for dragon, for the dragon boss in dungeons. I think in some other specific dungeons as well in faction wars. I think he can be very really useful over there as well. So it's a kind of interesting champion in my opinion too. So let's go to the next one. His first affinity, the field sinner. He's attack champion. And A1, wow, he attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of place a 60% decrease defense debuff for 2 turns before attacking. Interesting. If 5 or more enemies are alive, does the following attacking stat: attacks all enemies, places a 25% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns before attacking. This is really useful in spiders then. Yeah, this champion right here is amazing in spider then doing this specific mechanic right here. So I really loved this A1. So A2, he attacks one enemy, then attacks all enemies inflicted damage equal to 15% of their max HP if the first hit kills an enemy. The second hit the second hit cannot be critical. So 50% on their max HP. And I think this champion right here is kind of amazing against the spider. It's very specific for spiders and walk on down right here, 3 turns, and very interesting against the spider. Attacks all enemies, and for A3, attacks all enemies, damage increased by 10% for each enemy alive. Stacks up to 100%. He can be the killer of the spider, like if this champion right here is, imagine if you have two of these champions right here against the spider can be very very insane. I think this champion is very very useful there in spiders then. Yeah, my opinion for this champion right here is for spiders then at all. Okay, he's attack champion. All right. I really love this champion right here. I'd like to have this champion seriously. I love this champion right here. All right, so here you go. The next one is from the Barbarians, and is this girl right here. She's also Void Affinity Swai Firstborn. So she's attack champion A1. She attacks one enemy, place a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. If this attack kills an enemy, place 30% increased critical rate buff on this champion for 2 turns. If this attack kills an enemy, okay, has a 45% chance of placing a block debuffs for 2 turns. Kind of interesting this A1 right here. Okay, so A2, she attacks one enemy, attacks all enemies with a second hit if this attack is critical. This hit deals 60% of the damage inflicted from the first hit. This attack will always be a normal hit. Okay, so the first hit right here have to be with high damage. So you have to focus to build this girl right here with the lovely critical and lovely attack damage and everything. Yeah, for she answer properly this second attack right here, right? She's going to attack all enemies. Kind of interesting, yeah, but you have to 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 study properly this champion, how you are going to build this champion right here. For she does a lovely performance in game, and I think that according to these specific skills right here, and on A3 she has a weekend. Before attack, she has a 50% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. So 5 turns, one cooldown, 4 turns. So it's kind of high. Uh, it's a lot. It's like is high investment for this girl right here. There's a lot of books you have to use. 4. Then no more 5 right here. So 9. Oh my goodness. 15 books. Yeah, it's high investment on this girl right here. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think that she like okay, she has interesting skills, but for the game in general, she can kind of be useful in some specific dangers, faction wars, but or maybe in arena. But is 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 a lot of books that you have to invest in this girl right here to improve her and everything. So I don't think that this is worth to use this champion right here at all in the game, all right? So anyway, let's go to the next one. And the next one is Barbarian as well. It's this girl right here. So maybe, I think it's maybe. She's first affinity. She's attack champion. A1. She attacks one enemy. Has a 40% place of a sleep debuff for one turn. Has a 50% chance of great an extra turn if you place in a sleep debuff. So kind of interesting. It can be kind of fun, with the extra turn. So if you imagine that you are going to attack the first enemy and then put them to sleep, then you're going to attack the next enemy and put you to sleep again, and then extra turn again. You know, this can be kind of interesting. This skill right here. A2 attacks one enemy, places a stun debuff on a target for 2 turns. If the target is under a sleep debuff, so she placed a stun debuff on the target for 2 turns. So A1 can be answered properly with A2 right here. That can be 5 turns, 4 turns, okay? Whoa. Very interesting, this girl. A3, she attacks the one enemy. Enemy killed by this skill cannot be revived. So maybe you can use this girl here, nice golem. But I think that doing these two specific skills right here, maybe could be interesting to use in arena. All right. So yeah, this last is the last epic uh, from the new 16 champions, epic champions. So now let's go to start with the legendary champion. I'm going to start right here in the high elves, and the first legendary champion is this guy right here, and Basilius Ruanas. I think is his name. I'm not sure. First affinity, like he's attack champion. A1, he attacks one enemy, has a 8% chance of stealing one random buff from the target, has a 80% chance of place a block buffs debuffs for one turn if the target has no active buffs. Ah, I think for magic keep as well, this guy can be really useful over there. Yeah, and in arena. In arena, this guy can be great as well. Do this A1 right here. So let's check the second one. A2. He attacks one enemy 3 times, ignore the shields, and block the mage buff, as well as 50% of the target defense. And yeah, this guy right here can be really useful against the magic keep and then Fire Knight, I think. And in arena, going against some specific players that use shield and more block the mage. All right, so that can kind of interesting to use in arena. This champion right here, A3 attacks all enemies and has a 50% chance of place a stun debuff for one turn. Decrease each target turn meter by 50% if the stun debuff is not placed. In arena, this guy right here can be amazing. 4 turns, and is not a high investment right here. That's 3 turns. This champion right here is really lovely, and he can be very useful in arena in some specific part of the dungeons and faction wars as well. So this guy right here can be really, really well responsive in the game. All right, and give you a properly performance in the game at all. So nice legendary champion, in my opinion. So let's go to the next legendary champion. It's part of the barbarians, and it's this guy right here. Force affinity as well. Elder Skarg. I think Skarg. Yeah, he's attack legendary champion. I really lovely love this. I really love this this champion design and everything, and the helm. It makes me remember some specific gear in Diablo, because you have some specific kind of similar armor in Diablo with the barbarian there as well. So really lovely with this kind of horns right here. So this champion really great about the design in general. So A1, he attacks one enemy. He places a 30% increase speed buff on this champion for 2 turns. If this attack is critical, place a 30% increased critical rate buff on this champion if this attack is not critical. So if he doesn't place increased speed, he's going to place increased critical rate. I really like that. So it's really nice A1 of this champion right here. A2, 3 turns. That's nice. And attacks one enemy 3 times. Place an extra hit for each buff or debuff on the target. So that can be 4 or 5 hits. Can place up to 3 extra hits. Places an HP burn debuff for 2 turns and a True Fear debuff for 1 turn if this attack places all 3 extra hits. Oh my goodness, this guy right here can hit like I don't know. It depends of the numbers of debuffs that the enemy is going to have buff or debuffs. So this champion right here can place 6 hits in the champion in the enemy. That's really nice. It's so insane this champion right here. I think in arena he can be very insane. Like can be great in arena. This champion is amazing. And this is my opinion. This A2 here is like it's crazy, and more truth here. And I have to see how is the mechanic of the truth here and the fear at all. But this is really great. I love this champion, right? I'd like to have this champion if I have a luck. A3, 5 turns, 2 cooldowns. That can be 3 turns, but I think that it's worth the investment right here is not too much. So 6 books right here. That can be 8 books. Yeah, 8 books at all. So it's not too much. So A3 here he places a 60% increased defense buff on this champion for 3 turns. Place a fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Places a true fear debuff for 1 turn on targets under block damage buff. Places a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns on targets under shield debuffs. These debuffs cannot be resisted. This is really nice. Is all the champions, all the defensive champions on this game is going to have a trouble with this champion right here. Mainly if the guy decided to prepare the team with this champion right here with speed, with a high speed, like my case. So I think this champion right here can be really useful for me against the champions, the against the people, the other players that are use are using the defensive method to play in arena. I really like this champion. This champion is so great, in my opinion. And he has more this aura right here. It's very specific for arena. Increase all critical rate in the arena by 30%. He's very insane for arena, this champion right here, this barbarian. So I'd like to have this champion. For me, between the other legendaries, like for arena, this guy right here is so insane. All right. So let's go to the next one. And the next 2 ones is part of the orcs faction, and the first one is this guy right here, Grohak the Bloody, the Bloody. Yeah. I think it's Grohak the Bloody. So he's attack legendary champion. A1, he attacks 2 times at random. Each reach has 35% chance of placing a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. Okay, uh, kind of mad this specific skill right here, but he decreases speed, so it's very specific for arena. Attacks all enemies. I really love all AOE attacks, and fills this champion's turn meter by 20% for each enemy under decreased speed debuff. So the turn meter of this A1 right here is going to fill the turn meter of this guy by 20%. So that's really great. So he can be very responsive in the arena. It's very specific for the this champion right here. He attacks one enemy and still the target's max turn meter. So he is going to steal the target's max turn meter. 5 turns, that can be 4 turns. So maybe you could try to use this guy here in spiders then, because he is going to steal the turn meter from the enemy or from the boss. And in dungeons in general, I think not just spiders, but you can try to use this champion right here to see how can be the performance of this guy right here to steal the max turn meter from the bosses in dungeons. Yeah, this guy right here is like it's kind of interesting, legendary about the turn meter in general. So yeah, you have to try to see, if this guy right here can be really great there and also in arena. All right. So let's go to the next one. Is the last one, and she's magic affinity. She calls Tila Gormain. Gormain, I think. And she's a support legendary champion. A1, she attacks one enemy and steals one random buff from the target. So for magic keep as well, this champion right here can answer properly in dungeons. And A2, she attacks one enemy, places HP burn debuff for 2 turns, place a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns if this attack is critical. So this champion right here, she's a support champion. So with the HP burn, um, no cooldown right here. Maybe you guys can try to use her in clan boss to see how can she can perform how can be the performance of this champion right there against the clan boss as well, because she's going to support with the continuous wheels right here. I think that if you are going to prepare this champion right here, you have to focus into build this champion right here with a kind of HP and HP gloves, HP chest, but you have to have at least the critical rate as substats and together with speed. So if you're going to build this champion right here, you have to aim about this critical right here for this continuous. You'll be very useful in the game when you're going to use her. Okay, it's not easy to prepare the champion. Do this specific uh, do this specific situation right here if this attack is critical. All right. Yeah. So guys, if you guys you'll be granted to have this champion, so try to prepare her properly, and she has to survive properly against the clan boss, and she cannot do not try to use critical rate gloves on her unless uh, if it's possible you get very nice artifact for this girl right here, but uh, according to my first impression about this girl, I think that she can be very interesting, but you have to be careful about this A2 right here. Okay, so A3, she attacks all enemies and has a 85% chance of placing a leech debuff and 100% real reduction debuff for 2 turns. So she can be really useful in dungeons, for spirit boss right there. And 5 turns right here can be 4 turns. And the leech can help the team as well with the heals. So yeah, this girl right here can give you a kind of nice performance here against the clan boss, but you have to test to check it if this girl right here can be really useful over there, and also in dangers. All right, so this is my opinion about this girl right here, and she has more this benefit of this aura, where increase ally resistance in all battles by 35. And these numbers right here is really lovely as well. Can be really useful. Okay, so this is the last champion from all these 16 new champions, guys. So uh, this is my video for about this topic for today. All right, I'm going to see if it's possible I get some specific champion. If I will be lucky to have that Barbarian, I think that would be really great. Between all these champions, I really have interest to have this guy right here. All right, Elder Skarg. I think he's great for arena, and that would be insane if I'm going to have if I have the luck to have him. So yeah, this is my video for today's guys. If you'd like to have your opinion, just leave a comment right here in my channel. All right, I will be answering you in time. And thank you very much for watching me, and see you in the next video. Bye.